Okay, so I've had a lot of requests to do some creative pet portraits. I love going onto Pinterest now and seeing all the AI images because I get inspiration from them. So basically, I get inspiration and I try and recreate something similar in Photoshop. So I decided to use these kinds of kitty images for inspo, and I thought, oh, that would be a fun YouTube video. So essentially, I went and I found these two images of my kitty Mila and decided to use this one. I thought it would be a really cute one to kind of go and try in this AI style. So here we are in Photoshop, and I cut her out. And essentially, I just cut her out using the select subject, added a mask, and then within my mask, all I did was I just masked off her edges, and I just did a blank layer with a clipping mask, and I painted back her whiskers so that those were still prominent. And then I decided to add a color fill layer, just like so. I did want to share with everyone that I do have a new photo portrait painting course up in my store. It's only $29. You get a couple hours worth of instruction. And essentially, I'm going to teach you how to paint skin, how to paint hair, how to paint fabric and wardrobe, and then paint your background and merge everything together. This is a super fun course that you get to download and follow along at your own leisure. And as always, please remember, download all of your courses, save them to your computer plus an external drive. Why? Because this is only going to be available for a short time. And when it's gone, you cannot have your links reset. So just keep that in mind. And then I added in one of my new textures from my new texture set. The link is above. And then I came in with a selective color and decided to just change the neutrals, more cyan, more blue, because I wanted it to be a cooler background. So that's what I did there. And then obviously underneath her, I needed to start adding in my foliage. So I'm just going to open up this whole group and show you exactly what I did. So I'll turn everything off from the top to the bottom just so that you can see, and I'll walk you through it. So essentially, for my first layer, I did a color blend mode, and I painted a little bit of kind of sage green and then some blue for representing the sky. Then I started slowly adding in my PNG floral or foliage pieces, and these are just some that I've collected through the years, and I also used my flowering weeds as well. This is her ground shadow. So we have our contact shadow and then the rest following the direction of the light, which was coming camera left. Now you can see from the catch lights in her eyes that I did shoot her in studio, and that was a big soft light. And I really didn't like those catch lights. Right? So we're going to manipulate those further ahead. And then I used my cloud brush and added in some misty kind of clouds and some whiter ones over top. And then I added in my little bee. Now this is just a little painted bee. It was AI. I found it on Pinterest and I saved it because I knew that that was a cute little painted bee I could use for various things. And actually I used it to paint with oils. I used it as just a reference image. And then we added in more foliage, but I didn't particularly care for the color of this foliage, so I will change it in a sec. But what I did was I used a motion blur for these guys, and it was just, enough to maintain some of the shapes of the flowers and the grasses because I didn't want them to be blurred out completely. And when I put this in behind her, because I had masked off the perimeter of her, I did have to erase them so they didn't show through her fur. Then I changed the color of the foliage. As you can see here, I wanted it to be more neutral. So I went into the main color, the master, and I just pulled it to the left and then reduced the saturation. Then we added some grasses in the foreground. And you can see here that I reduced the opacity because I didn't want them all to be really, really sharp. And I painted a little bit more fog over top of the foliage and in this area here. So the next thing we did was we added in more foliage. Okay, so more blue clouds over and above everything. This is just those additional little flowering weeds that I just added to the foreground, some more in front. So essentially, I'm just adding PNGs over top. I changed the coloring of all of them to match the initial coloring that I did. Then I stamped everything together, as we can see here. Then this is the layer that shows you how I painted over top of the kitty right here. So I used more of some of the white colors and I painted over top of her just to kind of fade her out a bit more. And then coming to the stamped, I added in this layer. And what this layer did after I stamped it is I used my smudge tool and I smudged the sharpness from the plants and the flowers away a little bit. And I reduced the opacity down to 73 after I did that. Then I painted the eye. So you can see here that I didn't like these catch lights. So what I did was I came in and I painted the iris back, the pupil back, and then I added my catch lights in here, which I felt were more realistic if she was indeed outside and not in studio. And that's just helpful for realism, in my own opinion. And then what I did was I added a radial gradient top left in a purpley pink kind of color just to match the flowers here. And then I did the same thing with a bluer one on the right side. And then I added in one of my Italian textures over top, like so, because I wanted that kind of painterly texture as part of it. And then I did an exposure layer like this because I always use exposure, which I'm sure most of you know. Then I did a little levels adjustment and added in my color toning. I know there's a lot of people super angry about AI right now, and I really feel like there's ways to take advantage of the millions of images that are out there. And even if it's just for inspiration for creating your own images that you shot and you want to get more creative with. And that's essentially most of what I use AI for now these days. And yeah, so I thought I would share this because sometimes it's difficult to come up with creative ideas for pet portraits. And I think that this one is a really cute and fun way to convert your portrait of a cat or even a puppy, anything like that, and turn it into something super cute and creative that you could print and put on the wall.